Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel on Civil Brains. Today in this entire video, I'm going to speak on a scam that is going on in the market in the name of training institutes, where they're offering you a bundle of softwares. And at the end of the day, they are not going to give you anything. And you're just becoming a target to those people. And you're not going to learn anything from those courses. So most of the people are doing this kind of scams. So that is the reason I made this particular video. So I'm dividing this video into two parts. In the first part, I'll teach you like if you're going to buy any course from anyone, maybe it's offline institute, online institute, you need to check 4 to 5 checklists. Only if you feel only those things are correct, only then you have to buy the course from them. The second is also I'll teach you, I'll explain you how many softwares are actually there in civil engineering and whether it is mandatory for a single person to learn all the software or you need to learn certain specific software. So this is the main agenda of this particular video, right? Yeah. So whenever you're going to buy any courses, be it from me or from anywhere in the market, first you need to understand who is a trainer, who is going to teach you, what is the trainer experience, what is his qualification. For example, let us say you want to learn ETAPS, right? So you need to understand who is a trainer, whether he has MTech in structure engineering or not. Even though he's a BTech holder, not an issue, but he should have a working experience. He should have minimum 3 to 5 year, minimum I would say 3 year experience, and he should have worked on different projects. Only then if you're taking a training from him, that is well and good. So whenever you're taking a course from any training institute, ask the person who is selling you the course that who is a trainer, show me his profile, what are the projects that he has worked on. And if you feel everything is good, only then you have to buy the course. Today, what is happening in the market? No, people are making a bundle of courses. Let us say they are giving you 10 to 12 different courses like ETAP, STAT, Pro, SAFE, SAP, RCTC, Primavera, MS Project, AutoCAD, Revit, 3D Max, and they say the total course price is 5,000, but today we are giving it on offer and you can buy it only for 2,000 rupees. Now you people think that, okay, let me learn all 10 software and I'll get a better job. But end of the day, what is happening? They're just teaching you the tools. Learning software doesn't mean that only learning the tool. You need to have a proper understanding of the concept. So a lot of things you need to understand. So today, most of the training institutes on the online, they're just teaching you the tools that this is this particular command. With the help of this command, you'll draw the line. You'll draw this rectangle. If it is AutoCAD, they never make you work on the live projects. I'll speak on all those things. Second is think about the course content. For example, most of the training institutes, especially the course content and duration. Let us say there is a course by name, I'll say by name AutoCAD. Okay. You've taken a course by name AutoCAD. So what has happened? They have put 100 videos in that. So coming to the video, 100 is a big number. But what is the duration of one single video? It's hardly 2 to 3 minutes. Even though if I say one video has 5-minute duration, so 100 into 5 is how much? 500 minutes. So 500 minutes, if I divide it by 60, is roughly how much? 8 is 48? Yeah, roughly it's 8.5 hours. So now I'll tell you, in 8.5 hours, you can only learn the AutoCAD tools. You'll never master the AutoCAD. Because when I say mastering the AutoCAD, you should know how to prepare the working plans. You should prepare a plan according to the building bylaws. You should know how to prepare the plan. You should know about the zoning, space zoning. You should know how to prepare the structural drawings and all. But none of the institute teach you all these things, right? So that is why you shouldn't enroll in all those courses, right? Yeah. So never go behind the number of videos. So don't check the video number. Like if there is 100 videos are there, so learn it. Check the duration also. So any good course on AutoCAD, I would say it should be more than 25 to 30 hours. Where, and one more thing, yeah, that is the main thing. They should cover the live projects. Whenever you're taking any course, ask them how many live projects you have made us to work on. If I'm taking a course, right? So I should ask you how many live projects I'm going to work. Just by learning a tool, I cannot become a professional guy. Or just by learning one project, I cannot no start and work in the industry, because each projects are different. Residential project has its own way of understanding. Commercial project has its own way of understanding. Industrial projects has its own way of understanding. Now, what this training institute people do, they make you work on a small 2 BHK project and say we finished it. But tomorrow when you're applying for the job, you have to work on a residential project. You don't know how it has to be done. Now they may tell, like most of the training institute, what they tell, okay, we'll make you work on one plan. Rest you have to do. Rest, if I am supposed to do, I could have learned it from YouTube also. No, why did I join your course? So at least they should make you work on 3 to 5 different plans. Only then you can say, okay, I'm good in that, and the course is good. So always remember, whenever you're taking a course from anywhere, even if you're taking a course from me also, no issues. Check everything. Like if you want to know about me, you can check that on the Udemy platform, who I am. Then course content easily it's available. You can see all of my preview videos. You can check my reviews. Reviews is important, but usually what happens, most of the training institute, they have an inbuilt review system. So if any negative review comes, they can delete it. But whereas like I teach on Udemy, you people know that. If I take you to my Udemy platform, so if you just write there 𝗥𝗲𝗃, all the courses can be seen. For example, this is one course which is a 46 hours duration, where I teach only the site execution, which is the best seller on the Udemy platform, which has 4.6 star rating. 1,000 students have given a rating. And if I click on this, you can see the entire course content, what I'm going to teach. It has 1,062 rating, 6,500 students have enrolled in the course. It's a 46 hours of the course, each and everything. You can see the blue color, everything is a demo. You can see my demo video. Even before you buy my course, check my demo. And before checking the demo, you can check even the reviews also. You can see all the reviews that is given by the students. And I don't have any control on the reviews. Even if any negative reviews come, for example, you see here, there are few negative reviews also. It will stay there because I cannot delete that. But whereas when you, most of the training institute, they have their own app and all, no? Even if any negative review comes, they can delete it. Only the positive reviews will be shown. Most of the negative reviews, they can delete it. But whereas here, I'm not telling that everyone is doing, but yeah, we have a control on that. But here, even I have an app, even I have a control on that, right? So, but on Udemy and all, I don't have any control. You can see all the reviews here. So this is, whenever you're taking any courses, no, check all these things so that what will happen, you don't get into this gap. Otherwise, today in the market, what is happening? They say, we have a course where we are going to teach you 10 software. Now, let me come to the second important thing. One person or one student, how many softwares he can teach? How many software he can learn? Usually it depends in which sector you want to go. It's not that you learn all the software. Okay. So let me give you a brief understanding about that. Like totally how many softwares are there and what all software we are supposed to understand, right? I'll take another 15 minutes. If you are interested, you can watch the lecture, right? Yeah. So first, basically, I'll divide this into three categories. The first category, let me do it here. Yeah, I'll keep it here. We have an architecture category. Okay, we say architect. Let me write it. Yeah, architecture. Okay, it's called as architecture field. Let me make it. Yeah, fine. So in the architecture field, what happens? There are different softwares. The first one, basic software, which everyone should be knowing, is AutoCAD. When I say should be knowing, depends on which field you're going. Tomorrow, if you say, no, sir, I want to work as a, but yeah, AutoCAD, everyone should be knowing. Most of the people should be knowing. So first is AutoCAD. Second, nowadays, Revit is good. And Revit is better than AutoCAD in terms of detailing and in terms of 3D design. That is also good. And third, you should be one, this thing, what is that? 3D elevation softwares like, Google SketchUp is good. Google SketchUp is good. And then you can learn 3D Max. Again, 3D Max is not required if you know Google SketchUp. Yeah, but if you learn, it's well and good. But they're all related now. Okay, 3D Max. And then there is one, this thing, rendering software like V-Ray. So if you know this much software, no, you can work under any architect, or if there is any practicing civil engineer or structural engineer, and they want someone who can help him with the AutoCAD drafting and all, then only these softwares are enough. Other than that, you don't have to learn any other software if you want to work under architect, or even if you want to work under a practicing consultant, and he is in need of a guy who can do a drafting work, can do a house elevations, can do a 3D elevation. These softwares are enough. Other than that, you should not learn any other software. I mean, if you're learning something related to this, it's okay. But design software is not required. And your project management softwares like MSP Primary is not at all required. Now coming to the second category. You say, no, sir, I don't want to get into this job. Tell me something else. Yeah, I have something for you. So what you can do is, the next one is structural jobs. Structural engineering or structural jobs. Okay. So in this, what happens? The first software, which is called ETABS. ETABS is better compared to StatPro. The user interface is also good. And most of the high-rise building construction, RCC construction, nowadays even steel construction, we're using ETABS. After ETABS, you should be knowing a STAT, because most of the companies, they ask a guy who knows StatPro and ETABS. They want. The third one is a SAFE. So SAFE is a software which is used for the foundation design. Foundation, usually, if it is a small structure, you can make use of Excel sheets and all, you can do. But when you go for a high-rise building and all, people depend on SAFE software because you want to check the settlements and all. And that is better. SAFE software is user-friendly. And if you have some irregular footing and all, no, so SAFE will give you a better answer. So SAFE stands for slab analysis by finite element. And the fourth one is there is a software by name RCDC, which will help you in the detailing part. You can learn that. Again, there are softwares like STAT Foundation. So if you know SAFE, again, STAT Foundation is not required. because STAT Foundation is for supporting the STAT Pro. And to support your ETABS file, we have a SAFE. Okay, that's how it, because SAFE software is done by the same company which has designed ETABS, that is a CSI company. So again, if you learn RCTC, that is a detailing software, that is sufficient. Other than that, if you want to get into bridge designing and all, then there are softwares like Midas. Yeah, there is one more software here that is called as SAP. Again, in India, very few companies are using SAP software. If you want to do some complicated structures like stadium and the other transmission towers and all, I think people are using SAP 2000. But again, if you know ETABS, STAT Pro, SAFE, that is sufficient for you to work in any structural firm. Okay, yeah. But here, most of the companies, 70% of the companies, they want MTech in structures. If you have a BTech, you'll get a job as a structural consultant. You can work, but depends on the company and the requirement. But yeah, if you have MTech, it's well and good. Again, having MTech doesn't mean that you are a structural engineer. End of the day, most of the colleges are teaching you the same old concept, the theory and all. Practically, you won't learn. Then you have to join certain institutes which are very good, and maybe you directly get into the job and then you learn all those things. So Midas is for the bridge designing. Then there is another software called as Procon. Okay. Then there is something called as TechLight, is for a detailing. Then there is software called RAM. RAM in India, we don't use it. Then there is a software for offshore structure design like SP3D and all. So these are the different softwares. Now, what happens in the market? People say, okay, I'll come to that later. So these are the different software for the analysis, design and all. Okay, fine. Now, even you say, no, sir, even this is also, I'm not interested. Tell me something else. Yeah. Then for that, I have something else, which is the execution phase. So here what we did, execution. Here what I did, here we did only the drafting. When I say architecture, you're just doing a plan. You're not telling what should be the column size, what should be the reinforcement in the column. Nothing you'll speak here. You're not an engineer, structural engineer. But when you speak about the reinforcement, the column design, slab design, footing, that will be done. All those things will be done in this particular software. Now, if you want to get into the execution, let us say you prepared a drawing, you did the design, the drawing is ready, the drawing will go to the site. So in the site, usually, yeah, one more software I forgot to tell you. One software which is very important for all the field is MS Excel. So I always tell, if you learn MS Excel, it's always good. I mean, it's not you should, you have to learn MS Excel. And that will help in all the field. Okay. MS Excel is one software or one tool which everyone should be learning. And here also, the first software in the execution field which you should be knowing is MS Excel. So once you learn MS Excel, that is sufficient. You can work on the site and all. And if you know to read the structural drawings, if you know to do the execution, if you know the basic estimation, the bar bending schedule, it is sufficient. Don't learn any other software if you're into the site, if you're working as a site engineer. Maybe after 2 or 3 years of experience or 2 years of experience, then you can switch towards the project management softwares. Like the first is MS Project. MS Project is a good software for project planning. Then there is a software called as Primavera. That is sufficient. Again, learning MS Project and Primavera just as a tool will again not help you, because unless you have worked as a site engineer for 1 or 2 years, you'll never understand the Primavera and the MS Project practical application. Software anyhow, even if I teach it to a 12th standard kid also, he will understand the software, because it's end of the day, it's like using a mobile, right? It's like using a calculator. So it's like using a calculator. Softwares are nothing but a kind of a calculator. So if you know, like this is that particular button, you have to go and click here. Everybody does it. But if I ask you how those answers are coming, then you don't have an answer for that, because you should know the manual calculations. You should know, for example, if you want to design a building, a G+1 or G+2 building. So software will never tell, okay, Akshay, it's a G+1 building. You take column size of 9 inch by 15 inch and take a 9 inch by 12 inch column. So software will never tell. I need to give an input to the software, like for a G+1 building, let me start with 9 inch by 12 inch. Let me start with 9 inch by 15 inch. Then the software is going to do the analysis and design. And once the analysis and design is also done, software never tell whether it's right or not. You have to check. You have to check the reinforcement. Now, how do you check the reinforcement? You have a code book, IS 456. It says that minimum you have to provide 0.8% reinforcement in the column. Maximum it is 4% if you are doing a lapping. If you're not doing a lapping, it is 6%. But usually we keep in between 2 to 3%. So who is going to tell? Who knows all those things? I know all those things. Software will never tell you all those things. Only through my judgment, through my understanding, I am going to check whether the software is giving it correct or not. So just learning the software and the tools will never help you to become an engineer. And when you say, I want to become a structural engineer, learning software is not structural engineering. It's something beyond that. Okay. Your manual calculation should be good. If I say I have a column, I have 2 columns. The distance between the two columns is 5 meter. Tell me what should be the depth of the beam. So this is a raw formula what we use, L by 10 to L by 12. Okay, whatever is a span, 5 meter divided by 10 you do 500. 500 divided by 12 you do roughly, I think it comes to be 420. So I'll say in between 420 to 500, let me choose a depth of the beam of 450. I'll do the analysis, I'll do the design, and let me check that whether 450 is sufficient or not. So who is going to give the input? I'm going to give input. Software never tell all these things, right? So this understanding you should have. Only then you can come out of all this scam and all. Otherwise, what happens? Since you're getting offer, so today we have 25% off. You enroll in all my 10 or 12 courses, then you go beyond those courses. End of the day, you're just taking a garbage from the courses and not the real knowledge that is required, right? Yeah, that's it. So this was all about the execution. But yeah, other than that, if you want to do the estimation, for the estimation, nowadays we have a software like CostX. There's one software for estimation. Then we have a PlanSwift software, PlanSwift, and then we have a Bluebeam software. Okay, so these are the software what we have for the estimation. Again, if you know MS Excel, if you know the basic understanding how to calculate the concrete quantity, shuttering quantity, and all, you can easily do that. You don't require the software help, because end of the day, software will only give you the answer, but you need to verify whether the answers are correct or not. For that, you should have a good manual calculation understanding, right? So this is how it is. But what happens sometime in the market, people say, okay, we don't know all these things. No, because this scam is going on in the offline and online training. Most of the places this is going on. They say, okay, we are giving you all this software, all the softwares we are giving you. So the actual price is, let us say it is some 5,000 rupees, but today there is some 25% off, and it's limited for only 10 to 15 students, which they usually give. Even I also do that. I mean, offer, everyone does that. Okay, just to bring our attention. Then we, in a hurry, we say, okay, we are giving it for 2,000 rupees. And what happens? We take all these things. We forget to check what the points what I told you in the beginning. We forget to check all these points, right? Which are those points? Yeah. Where are those points? Yeah, these are the points. We forget to check all these points, and later then we blame, like, I took a course because it didn't benefit me. It will never benefit you. And also always remember, whenever you're going for any interview, right? For example, let us say you went for an interview for structural engineering, structural engineer job. So first thing is they'll give you a plan. They'll give you a plan and they'll ask you to do the same thing in the ETABS model. Do the same modeling in the ETABS. Then if it is a senior level jobs and all, they'll ask you to do the analysis and design for a small building. Then also they'll give you certain manual calculation. Let us say if this is a frame, I have a frame, and this is a fixed support I have here. I have fixed support here. It's a UDL coming of, let us say, 10 kilonewton. It's a 10 kilonewton UDL. We have one horizontal load, lateral load of 10 kilonewton. Draw me the bending moment diagram and the shear force diagram of this. Now what happened? You thought software will do everything. It's asking you to the manual calculation. You don't know that, right? So that is a problem. Again, when you go for the interview of a structure design engineer, they'll ask you to do the manual design of a beam, column, then slab design. They'll ask you the isolated footing design. So you told I know SAFE, but what SAFE does? SAFE also uses the same formula and does. We should know the manual calculation and all. Only then we can say, okay, we can appreciate the softwares and all, right? So this is how it is. Similarly for the AutoCAD also. Recently, I had seen some courses in the online. The name is Advanced AutoCAD. The name of the course is Advanced AutoCAD, or let us say Professional AutoCAD. The course content itself is 8 hours. Now you tell me, in 8 hours, how you can learn AutoCAD completely? They're just going to teach you the tools. That's it. Nothing more than that. Then when you go for the AutoCAD interview, right? They'll give you a plan. They'll ask you to draw the same plan, draw the elevation of this, draw the section of this, right? So you don't know all those things, how it is to be. There is no speed, right? Because you're just using those commands and all. So that is the reason. Again, you'll be in a difficulty. You are just entering into this scam. You're just learning, lots and lots of tools like software, and end of the day, you're not getting a result out of it, right? So that was all about this particular video, just to bring an awareness so that you don't fall prey for all these scams that is happening in the market. So whenever you're taking any courses, make sure that you are checking all these points. And in the future lectures, I'll bringing in the next lecture, I'll speak on what are the different softwares. Like I have a ETABS software, I have a Revit software, I have a AutoCAD software, I have a SAFE software. I'll be showing you what is the user interface of the software, how it works. I have a MS Project software, I have a Primavera software, I have Excel software. I'll use all the software and I'll teach you. I mean, I'll give an idea like which field, which software you're supposed to use, what we really do in the software and all. so that we have a complete understanding of all these things. So if you like my video, please do like to the video. Don't subscribe my channel. There are other videos in my playlist. Go and check all those videos. And if you feel I'm the right person to teach you, only then you subscribe to my channel. Other than that, I'll also speak on what are the different way where a site engineer can have a, like I'll speak on the master plan to become a good engineer, right? Because today what is happening, a lot of people are going behind the softwares. People are stuck into their site engineer job. Like people are working for 3 to 4 years in the site engineer job and getting like 35,000, and they don't know what has to be done. So I'll give you a proper, roadmap. I have created everything where I'll explain you all these things, like how you need to plan your career and all. So I'll see you in the next video, and please do like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back in the next video.